What's up, everyone? Nicholas Veinoglou here. Today I'm hanging out with my friends from Guitarcenter, and we're checking out the Fender American Professional Classic Jazzmaster. Anytime I get my hands on really any Fender offset, whether it be, at a Guitarcenter, at my friend's studio, as soon as it gets into my hands, it really makes me feel like exploring and being a little more creative than I usually would be. And I feel like anytime I hear a new Jazzmaster guitar player, it's like they're doing some crazy effects pedals or some weird rhythm thing that I never heard, or utilizing like the open weird string sound behind the bridge. There's really just so much to explore on an instrument like this. So whenever I get a new guitar into my hands, a couple things that I look for is A, playability. How does it feel? And I'm talking unplugged. Like, can I feel it resonating just acoustically, to my body? Does it feel balanced? Does it feel like it's sliding off my lap, or does it feel like it's sitting snug? But going even further, what I always do to test a guitar is I want to hit some big open chords first, see how it's resonating. Certain guitars kind of favor certain keys in a weird way. Like the harmonics that come out of that specific instrument might vary from guitar to guitar. So I'll do big open chords, and then I'll also just try playing some familiar riffs or songs that I'm really comfortable playing to really just see how my fingers are going to land on the fretboard. Now let's put this guitar through a little tone test. We'll go through all three pickup positions so we can hear what this guitar has to offer. If you want to skip ahead to a specific tone, you can use the chapters feature in the description below. So first, let's start with the neck pickup. So as you could hear, those Coastline 65 pickups are giving you a really balanced tone. You could hear between those low bass notes and those high chimey parts that the bass wasn't dominating the chords, right? I was getting a real clear, full-body tone throughout the entirety of the neck. Now let's click on some overdrive with the Strymon Deco here and see how it sounds. So as you could hear, it sounds really awesome with that overdrive. And I was kind of playing something that wouldn't traditionally necessarily be played on a Jazzmaster, but this guitar can really do it all, right? It delivers that ease of playing between rhythm and lead super quick, and it's not very noisy, which sometimes these guitars can be a bit noisy when you kick on overdrive, so a really great sound right there. Let's jump back in on that neck pickup one last time and try something a little more experimental. So going back to when I was saying the Jazzmaster lends itself to like a bit more creativity, when else on a guitar am I going to start utilizing the strings behind the bridge, right? So again, this guitar just screams inspiration and kind of dares you to be a little bit more experimental. Now let's head down to the bridge pickup and see how that sounds. With those Coastline 65 pickups, how could you not take it to Surf Town, right? It's just screaming that classic Jazzmaster vibe. You get that really full-bodied tone that cuts through the mix, and that's one of the great things about this guitar, whether it be in the studio or if you're playing with a big band and there's two other guitar players with you, you're still going to be able to shine through and cut through that mix. Let's kick on that Strymon Deco one more time to see how that bridge pickup handles a bit of overdrive. That bridge pickup really responded well to that overdrive. A ton of bite, a lot of character. And I will say this neck is super comfortable. We have a modern C-shaped neck with a satin urethane finish, so really smooth. As you could see, I was going all the way up from here down to the lower parts, playing bigger chords, triads, and lines all together at the same time. We have those medium jumbo frets and a 9.5-inch radius. Just makes for an overall very pleasant playing experience. Let's try something a little crazy with this bridge pickup here. I'm going to use the Strymon Big Sky for some swelling reverbs, as well as introduce a little bit of that EHX pitchfork. Every time I pick up an offset guitar, I really feel like I just want to play some weird stuff and kick on a bunch of effects pedals. And this guitar just keeps that inspiration going, right? Those big kind of reverberated chords on any other guitar might kind of sound a little muffled and muted, but this Jazzmaster just really allows all those notes to shine through equally and cut through the mix. Now let's switch over to the middle position so we can hear both of those Coastline 65 pickups together. So I was really surprised how funky and snappy the tone on this Jazzmaster is. That little funky rhythm part I was playing, normally I would lean towards picking up like a Strat for a rhythm part like that, but knowing that I can absolutely nail it on the Jazzmaster makes it that much more of an amazing instrument. Again, let's kick on that deco and see how both of these pickups respond to some overdrive. We kind of get the best of both worlds using both pickups. We get that jangliness from that Jazzmaster bridge, but also that low-end warmth from the neck pickup, and they come together to create a really wide-sounding tone. All right, this is the last one. Let's see how weird we can get. Even with the most amount of effects pedals on at the same time, you can still hear every single note clearly. And these pickups are really nice because they allow you to dynamically add to the chaos with all the reverb tails and delays. So a really usable sound. This guitar is just full of surprises. I'm personally more of a Jag guy myself, but this Jazzmaster is kind of stealing my heart. It just has a great soul and a great feel to it, and it's really an inspiring guitar. Again, it's one of those guitars you play, and you just keep playing it all day long. You don't want to put it down. Song ideas and riff ideas kind of just fall out of it. To learn more about the Fender American Professional Classic Jazzmaster, head over to guitarcenter.com, call one of their expert gear advisors, or just pop into your local GC and give it a try for yourself.